Hey guys, I'm coming on here to hopefully encourage you and share how I wrote a book in 1 week, you guys. 1 week. And it's right here. I want to share how I was able to write this book literally in 1 week and encourage you so you know that it's possible. And writing a book does not have to be this like huge task. You can actually make it down to be something very simple, very doable. And yeah, I want to explain how I did that in very simple steps so that you can do it as well. And if you make a commitment to write your book, comment down below because I definitely want to know and be part of that process and support you through it, okay? Alright, so my book is called Your First Corporate Job Made Easy, and it's 7 secrets guaranteed to kickstart your new career and help you avoid common mistakes. Alright, and I wrote this book because honestly, it was a instruction from God himself, but I know that I'm kind of called to this area of young professionals, careers, young entrepreneurs. So this book is really the things that I've learned in my personal career. Even though I've had the career for about like 4.5 years now, I feel like I've learned a lot of things that really have helped me to catapult my career in higher heights. So I put all those secrets in this book to help a lot of other interns, new professionals, new hires, in order for them to catapult their careers without having to make so many common mistakes that people make to this day, okay? So that's why I wrote this book. Let's talk about how I did it so quickly. All right, so the first thing is I made a decision. You have to decide that you're gonna write a book, and you have to decide that this is a terminal decision. It's gonna happen, just gonna happen, okay? It doesn't matter how it's gonna happen, but you have to decide it's gonna happen. And so my decision was that I wanted to write my book and launch it for my birthday. My birthday was on July 1st. And I decided, like, hey, I want to write a book and I will launch it on my birthday because I felt like it would be a great time to launch a book. I just felt like it was going to be a great gift to myself and a great time to do it. So I was like, you know what, that's what I want to do. So that was my decision. So I had to make my decision work, okay, because I had already made a decision. So I made this decision, I think, probably in, I want to say, like, end-ish of May. But I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. So I was just like, yeah, I'll probably do it, like end of May, beginning of June. I was okay, I want to write a book by my birthday. Mind you, I already had like only 1 month, you know, that I was okay, I'm gonna write this book. I didn't know what book I was going to write. What I did know that a couple years ago I was praying God told me I was gonna write a book, but I just kind of ignored it because honestly, you guys, I just became a reader recently and I never really liked to read or write. So I was just like, I don't know what he's talking about, like maybe just move on, right? So that's literally all I knew. And then end of May, I was okay, I'm gonna write the book, and I knew what it was gonna be about and things like that. So I decided that it doesn't matter how I was gonna do it, but I was gonna have a book done and be ready to launch by my birthday. That was my goal. So second thing is to decide what you're going to write about, okay? And the way you do that is to just sit down and just decide. Actually, you can write down different, you know, outlines of what you think you could write about, but then just decide. So then you're not going back and forth between like what your book is going to be about. You have to make that terminal decision, and then you have to title the book, okay? And this really helps to know exactly what kind of search optimization you want your book to come up in. So that's why it's important to title your book. So if you want to write a book about flowers, make sure that flowers is in the title. If you want to keep it very simple, just make sure that, you know, you have the proper title. And then you also want to have a subtitle. This is really great to give the reader an explanation of what exactly I'm getting from this book. So the book is called Your First Corporate Job Made Easy, but it's like, okay, but then the subtitle tells me exactly what I'm getting. 7 secrets guaranteed to kickstart your new career and avoid common mistakes, okay? So that subtitle literally tells the reader, this is exactly what you're going to get from this book. And guess what? Those 7 secrets are broken into 7 chapters, and my book has 8 chapters. It's just a bonus chapter in there. So it's very clear exactly what you're going to get. Okay, so now you have your title and your subtitle. You want to have, you know, you want to have listed out your chapter names, okay? This is going to make writing your book so easy. List out everything that you want to have in your book by chapters. So if you want to have like 10 different ways to do this, or how to do this, whatever, for your subtitle, you want to list out what are all the big main topics that I want to definitely touch in my book, and then make that your chapter names, okay? Once you do that, honestly, it's so much easier. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's so much easier. What I did, let me tell you guys a secret, okay? For each chapter, you just sit there and voice record yourself what you would say for your book. Don't worry about how you sound, blah, blah, blah. Just go ahead and record yourself talking about what you would do for that chapter, or what you want to say for that chapter. Talk through it. Because what happens is when you start typing or when you start writing physically and trying to get your thoughts out, you have so many thoughts going on up here, and then you want to make sure they're articulated well, you know, and formatted well, and grammatically correct on paper, that you don't always get all those thoughts out. But with talking, we don't really think too much. We just go ahead and say what we want to say, right? Especially when you're like babbling or like rambling. So you want to literally ramble in that voice recording. And the voice recording, and then you want to use Otter, which is a transcribe app, to actually help you to transcribe those words into physical you know, words written on a paper, on a Google Doc, and then edit that. And you can also have somebody edit your books for you, but that is going to speed up your process so much. So I wanted to do that, right? So I did that at first, and I used Otter. I actually used some YouTube videos that I had, because a lot of things that I had was already in YouTube videos, but I just didn't like the edit process for that. So what I ended up doing was opening Google Docs and then just using the text to speech to text button, and literally just talking to my computer, and it literally wrote my book for me. And that was so great, because as I went, I could like erase and edit things. So then it was like the best of both worlds, of being able to speak to create my book and then also just edit as I went. So then I didn't have like a bunch of like and what and la 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 in my thing. I kind of just like spoke it and literally looked at the computer, write it. And I was able to write the last, I think like the last 5 chapters literally in like, I want to say like 12 hours because of this. You guys, I literally took more time than the first 3 chapters. I didn't do that. And the last 5 chapters, I was like, why did I not do this a long time ago? Like it was so amazing how much work I got done, you guys. So yeah, I wrote the book in a week, but honestly, it was probably like 24 hours of writing time, which is insane. And then also the second part of that is, now I was done writing my chapters, I made sure that I had an introduction and a closing out statement, something that's 1 page, very simple, what I want the reader to leave with, what I want the reader to enter with, right, when I set the mood. And then I launched it on Amazon. KDP, I always get this wrong. KDP is one of the easiest platforms to launch your book on, okay? Amazon's going to do all your work for you. You're going to have to like do your cover page, which was very easy. I did mine for my hardcover, paperback book, and my Kindle cover. It's super easy to give you 10% something like that. If you guys want a video on how to do that, I can definitely help with those like technical steps. You do your cover, you upload your manuscript on Amazon, and they do the rest. Like, I didn't go to a printing company. Amazon is my printing company, so they literally print my book for me. When people order, they just go ahead and do it. I don't have to worry about anything. I just make sure I get my royalty checks, which is amazing. So I want to let you guys know that it's completely possible to write a book in less than a week if you just put your mind to it, you make a decision, you write your outline, and you get those recordings done. I'm telling you, you can literally have your book done by next week if you really want to, if you just focus and you get it done. Focus and get it done. Focus and get it done. That's literally how you write a book in a week. I've heard a lot of people said that they're you know, writing books for such a long time, and I'm like, I could definitely see that happening if I didn't just make a decision and stick to it, you know. And also, just to give you a backstory, when it was my birthday, I literally finished my book on my birthday. This is the power of deadlines. I finished my book by the end of my birthday, but I think that's not to edit and everything like that. But the reason that I kept going to actually launch the book was because I wanted to launch the book around my birthday. So I ended up launching, I think it was like 2.5 weeks after my birthday, and I just made it my birthday post, and that really worked out for me. So if you have a deadline, I feel like deadlines are just make things happen a lot quicker, because like you just decided you have to get done by this date, you're gonna get done by that date. You have to just decide. You guys, during my birthday, I was actually doing my book, and then also I was at somebody's wedding. Like, there was a lot going on, but I was like, you know what, I decided I was going to do this, so I got it done, and now it's here. And what's amazing about this is this book is already being purchased by schools. I'm going to speak because of this book, which is amazing. God is so good. But yeah, I want to encourage you, you can do the same. You can write your book, whatever book you have in your heart, get it on paper, get it to bless as many people as you can, and just watch. If you just set a deadline, you do the steps I went through in this video, you can have your book done. So who's gonna make a commitment in the comments to get their books done? I want to know your date. It doesn't have to be a week. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, it could be 1 month, it could be 2 weeks, whatever you want it to be. But I want to see the date that you're declaring that you're going to have your book done down below in the comments, so I can support you and I can help you through this journey of becoming an author. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.